Thank you, gentlemen, for the transportation. Oh, you know, with Quigley frozen, it's been deucedly difficult for me to get about. When this is all said and done, I really do hope the poor fellow thaws, properly.
I'm sure he'll be okay, Lord Highborn. After all, Jack Frost did promise that if we reported to work and didn't cause any trouble, Quigley and Mrs. Miniver would be restored to full health.
And of course, we can trust an evil Power Man Popsicle to keep his word, right?
Do you really think now is the appropriate time for sarcasm, old chap?
Whenever Jack's around, it's always an appropriate time for sarcasm.
There's the door, Shades. Maybe this time you should knock.
When Shades reaches to knock on the door, it violently flies open, and a nervous Ryan comes out to greet him.
That's twice in a row that you opened the door before we knocked, boss. You know, if you keep this up, Ryan, it could become a habit.
Thanks for the warning. In the future, I'll watch out for signs of that developing. But right now, I need you guys to listen up. I gotta deliver this message quick before Frosty gets curious and comes looking.
You have our full attention, young Ryan.
Perfect. Jack, Shades, take these.
Gee, these are swell. But do they come in orange and blue?
Oy vey, we don't have time for silly questions. What are these, Ryan?
Teleportation discs. Professor Veritas made them so Jack and Shades can go to Santa's workshop.
You mean the professor created these things to take someone all the way to the North Pole instantaneously?
Exactly.
They're small enough to fit in my pants pocket.
I say, that's only about the size of a large coin. What an ingenious marvel of miniaturization.
Yeah, Veritas is brilliant, but can you let Ryan tell us the plan sometime before the insidious Iceman decides to turn us into lawn ornaments?
The professor discovered it was Santa who captured Frost, imprisoning him in the snow globe Jack found. Apparently, the evil iceberg wanted to enslave us.
Leave it to Jack to find and release the insane ice monster with delusions of grandeur.
Veritas is thinking that Shades and I can convince jolly old Saint Nick to put this evil ice genie back in the bottle, right?
Now you're catching on.
Capital idea. First-rate thinking. How can I be of assistance?
Okay, huddle up. Here's the plan.
Is the algorithm in place and active?
Yes, but are you sure it will work?
It had better. Since you designed it, if it fails, I will put you and your friends on ice. Permanently.
But hypnotizing the entire world with a single Christmas podcast seems ridiculous.
As MC begins to talk, he will power the mechanism sending your algorithm into every Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or internet connection worldwide. My special winter magic will then be released, enslaving both the listeners and all those that come into contact with them.
With the population as plugged in and interconnected as we are, possibly yes, it will work.
You had better hope so.
May I ask you a serious question?
Ask me anything you want. I am an open book.
I mean, you're Jack Frost, known and celebrated the world over. You have the power of winter itself in your fingertips. Why would you want to rule a world such as ours? We mortals are no great prize.
Good question. Years ago, I realized that very thing. Who are mortals? More to the point, why should I care about them? I and my comrades, such as the Easter Bunny, the Pumpkin King, the Tooth Fairy, and so on, are way beyond mere mortals, in both majesty and power.
Exactly my point. Also, once a year, you are spotlighted and celebrated. People look forward to partying with you. Your stories help to make the world a better place. What's wrong with that?
That is the very same argument Santa Claus stated before the Council of Holidays, when I proposed we conquer the world years ago. He also added that God himself gave us a mission to bring fun and creativity and relaxation to his children once a year, thus demonstrating the power of the imagination God had placed in all of them.
Seems like a wise man, Santa. What's wrong with his point?
What's wrong with his point? You ask me what's wrong with his point? My dear Professor? The problem is, our greatness should be recognized year-round. We are the superior race. Humans should serve us all year long. And for attempting to force that upon the earth, Santa had me imprisoned in a snow globe. We should not be worshipped, Santa said. Only God should be worshipped. We are just fun stories to help improve the imagination and creativity of those he places in our care. We are here for fun and enjoyment, not veneration. I say, why not both? Why not both? I deserve all the veneration possible from you lesser beings. When this night is over, I'm going to get it.
I'm beginning to like Santa more and more.
There, MC is addressing the mic, about to start the show. So it begins.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and have we got a lot of Yuletide cheer for you tonight. Also, a very special surprise under the Christmas tree.
While the evil maniacal master of the winter storm rants at poor Professor Veritas, a jittery Lord Highborn approaches the control booth, the whole time talking to himself under his breath.
Come on, old bean. The producer said you must get Jack Frost to leave the control booth without your distraction to cover for Shades and Jack. All will be lost. Oh, buck up, old man, and do it for Quigley.
Old Highborn opens the door and sees Jack Frost completely ignoring him while he's glued in onto what's going on with the control panel.
Lord Highborn, please come in. It's really good to see you.
Good day, Professor. I am here to remind you that you will be presenting both the plot and the tale of the tape on today's Fantastic Four report.
Thank you. I had forgotten. I must go and prepare for it.
Frost's totally consumed with what's going on the screen. He doesn't even notice Professor Veritas taking a powder.
Well, you see, I've been considering what you said when we first met. I, too, am a man of nobility, sort of a cut above, if you know what I mean. It's kind of a status that we both share.
The fiendish Frost starts eyeing Highborn suspiciously, but he's no longer looking at the control panel.
Guys, the radio flubadub switch is overheating. If it doesn't cool down, it's gonna explode.
Mr. Frost, you have the power to stop this explosion and save tonight's show. I implore you, O Sultan of Snow and Ice and Slush, please come with me now. We all know that you have the power within you to freeze even the hottest of volcanoes. Only you can do it, man.
Frost's ego is so properly stroked that he decides to follow Lord Highborn without even uttering a word.
Okay, man, they're gone. I'll move like the wind and hook up this dischronificator thingy into your circuit board, okay? Cool. There, that ought to do it. Now Jack and Shades can have the teleportation discs in their pockets without causing any feedback here in the booth. MC, you're up, man.